Hello my loves, welcome to another weekly vlog. My name's Lotty. If you're new here, thank you for being with me today. We are going to have the day together. We're going to do a bit of a full day with me, doing all the things that I usually do on a Monday, and hopefully, finally, I'm going to take you guys to the allotment plot, because I'm dying to do that. Please excuse the dog, she's currently trying to get something off the side, but I'm not quite sure what she's trying to get at. Okay, so the dog's in the living room. Yes, so exciting times. I'm finally going to take you to the plot. Now, I don't want you to get too excited because at this time of year it's kind of just coming into its own. So there are things that I've planted, but there are plenty more things that I need to plant, and there are some things that I'm going to have to go buy as plug plants to put in, because I don't know why. I don't know if I'm using really old seeds or what's going on, but fair few seeds that I have planted in little modules are just not germinating this year. There's like quite a lot, but for now I'm going to have this coffee and a little bit of breakfast, and then I'm going to whiz around my own house and try and get all those jobs done, and then we're going to go to my grandma's to start with. So I won't show you too much of the tidying up because I know that we did do a bit of a clean with me reset not that long ago, and that is, I mean, it's part of family life, isn't it? You will know if you have children, it doesn't matter how many times you tidy and clean the house, you turn around and you have to tidy and clean the house again. So I'm going to do that and get set up for a day of gardening, hopefully. I'm also going to change into my wellies if I remember, because for the last couple of days it's been really drizzly here. It's either rained or drizzled. It's been quite a miserable weekend. We've had pockets of okay weather, but we have literally had rain for about 2 or 3 days, which the world needed it. So it's not too much of a bother, but it does mean I'm going to have to wear wellies and not cream trainers. I don't really want to get my cream trainers too muddy. I will be absolutely overjoyed if you stay with me today and keep me company for a very long, busy and hopefully productive Monday. And then I will also take you with me to my grandma's. I think the best option for that is to do the shopping before I go and have a race with the delivery driver to get to my grandma's house. That's a little game I like to play here. I often fill the wash basket on Tesco's app and order that and try and race the driver who's delivering the items to my grandma's to her house, so that I can unpack it and get everything sorted. We're desperate need to do shopping for my grandma. I did my shopping yesterday, so that's all set. There's so many things I want to do today, and I'm going to take you all to it. I'm going to hope that I get everything done. But yeah, let's get on with it, because we're not going to get it done today at talking. I will see you at my grandma's house. We are back. I have just pulled up outside the allotment. You're going to have to excuse the state of my hair and attire today, because we are here to get some work done, hopefully. I don't think anybody else is the allotment plot. I don't know how much I'm going to do any talking here, so it might be a case of me filming little bits and then just play music as an overlay to it, because my plot is very open and it's literally overlooked by a very busy road opposite an industrial estate. Sorry, technical malfunction there. Brain's not working, mouth is saying stuff that might not even make sense. So basically, my allotment plot is in a very open area. We are about to head in now. I'm just parked by the side of it. And we're going to try and get planted the things that I already have on the plot to plant. Ideally, I would have picked up some more plants from home because I've got so much to put in. But I'm trying not to overwhelm myself, and in a rush to beat the delivery driver home, I ended up forgetting to change my shoes, so I'm still wearing cream trainers and not wellies, and I have also got plants that I need to pick up to plant at the allotment, and I haven't done it. So we're going to get on with what we can whilst we're here, and I'm going to kind of take you around and show you what I have got in. I don't know if it'll be viable to talk whilst I'm doing that. It's going to depend on who's walking by at the time and if anybody else comes along and shares the space, because like I say, it's just a very open plot and there's not much hiding away from anybody, only in my shed, and I don't want to put you in my shed. I've also forgotten my tripod, so you may be getting ground level shots or handheld shots. I have got my camera and I've got my phone, which is what I'm filming this on. We're just going to go and we're just going to say I'm so excited to be here because I just love being outside and I love doing my garden jobs. I'm not very good at it and it probably looks like a mess, and any more experienced gardeners will be shaking their head at me and probably telling me I'm doing everything wrong. But I love it, and that's all that matters right now. So this is my therapy. Let's go to therapy. Excuse the absolute state of me. I've been at the allotment for about 2.5, 3 hours now, and I have done so much weeding and watering, and I'm not quite sure that it looks any different whatsoever. So I'm going to quickly take you around and show you what I have been doing. I haven't managed to get as much planted in as I wanted, but I'll take you around and try and show you what is in. We'll start in this bed here, which is my longest bed, and I have weeded it, but now I've watered it, it looks like it needs weeding again. It grows that fast, well, maybe not quite that fast, maybe my weeding is just terrible, but anyway, I'll show you what's going on in the beds. So in this bed I have got planted some nasturtiums and sunflowers along there. We've also got some purple kale. We have got some, these are going to be globe artichokes if they grow, but since I have put them in, they are still super tiny. So you've got more glorious kale, as you can see, and some nasturtiums. Yeah, so that bed I've tried to also plant. I don't know if you can see, but there's two little sticks across there. They're either spring onions or beetroot. And I can't make up my mind which one I have planted where, so the sticks here, as you can see where I've watered. That's spring onions or beetroot. And that's spring onions and beetroot, and I've got the same on the other side. So as you can tell, it looks like it probably needs weeding again already. In this bed over here, I have got my lovely courgettes and the start of some peas. Although I really do want to plant some more because I don't think there's a lot of pea plants there. So I've given them a really good drenching because they're looking a little bit yellow at the moment, which is quite worrying. So in the next bed, we have got, and you'll have to excuse the state of the grass in the in-between because I forgot my battery for my strimmer today, which is why I haven't done the paths. So these are cauliflowers, which I've planted in today. So I've got 6 cauliflower plants, and between the cauliflower plants I've put some rainbow chard, although they look a bit flat because I've just watered them, but they will pop back up hopefully. In this raised bed over here, oops, just kicked my chard upside down, hang on. Oh, don't die, chard. Okay, we're safe. So this bed here is a raised bed, and I decided I'm going to put carrots in this because I haven't had any luck with carrots in the ground here because the ground is still too clayey. So in this bed I have planted carrots and spring onions, but nothing sprouted yet. I think I'll give them another week, and if nothing sprouts still, I will replant. So that's that bed. In this bed, these 2 lovely rows, these are my potatoes, which have just been kind of weeded and earthed up, which is why it looks quite weedy, but actually the weeds are not in the ground, they're just laying on top of it because I just need to have a general tidy up. Over here, this bed, we ain't going to talk about that, that's a disaster area right now. This bed, I am having a go at wasabi. So this plant here, this is a wasabi plant. I've never grown that before. And around the wasabi and in between everything, these little loves are Brussels sprouts, as well as these. So this bed is dotted with sprouts at the moment. I am planting other things in here soon. I'll be putting flowers in between the Brussels sprouts. So yeah, I'm going to have a lot of sprouts because I had too many plants, and I've just decided to plant all of them because I'm a total novice and not really thinking about what I'm doing. I have got more sunflowers, which are looking good, and this is a calendula which is self-seeded, so I didn't want to take that out. This is supposed to be a crystal lemon cucumber, but it looks like it's died, so we may have to try and find another one of them. So that's that side of the plot. On this side I've got my rhubarb, which is looking really rather healthy, and I've got some more sunflowers because I'm determined to have flowers this year. In this bed I have got onions and broad beans, as you can see. Again, I have weeded here, but I need to do some more weeding. This is my little herb bed, and I am going to take home some lemon balm with me today. My lemon balm and my sage and my chives, and I believe this is thyme. So this is, yeah, this one's thyme, this one's lavender, chives there, lemon balm and sage. And what I've noticed today, there is some tiny little sprigs of mint growing, which I planted last year, and they didn't look like they were doing anything. And I'm so glad that they are doing something. So this bed is a full bed of garlic, and I'm half tempted to plant some brassicas in and amongst the garlic to take some space up, because there's a few of them that look like they're not doing very well. So that little one there in the middle, the leaves are going all curly. I can probably take that one out and fill the space with some broccoli plants that I've got to go in, and that will fill that bed up a little bit better. So I'm trying to squash as much in as possible and to keep it tidy at the same time. That's quite difficult. Well, it is for me, I don't know about anybody else. In this bed we have got strawberry plants and leeks. Now the leeks were kind of an experiment because I found a tray of leeks that I had had since last year in the tray, and I'd totally forgotten all about them. But they looked quite healthy still. So apart from this one that doesn't look like it's doing out and this one, I think we might be in with a small chance that they could grow. And gardening is about experimentation, if nothing else, or it is in my eyes. So we're going to go for that. We have still got to put in some. This is broccoli. I've got a couple more sunflowers, and we've got a tray of chard over there. And then I've got two mystery brassicas as well. Now I know the brassicas because of the shape of the leaves, but yes, that's where we are. So I'm going to pack up for today because it's like past lunchtime, and I have to go finish cleaning up the house. So I'm going to say bye to the garden for now, but hopefully I'll be back very shortly to do some more. I'm hoping I can get down tomorrow for an hour or so in the morning and do the paths and trim all the grasses and stuff, because it's looking like a disaster area, and I'm very conscious of the time today again, because I've got to finish the vlog off and do all the stuff at home and all the rest of it. So that's where we're at. Thank you for coming and keeping me company. I've actually had some actual in-person company as well today, which has been lovely. My plot neighbour, the lady who owns this plot with her leeks and her beetroots and all the lovely things she's got growing, she has been, hang on, let's have a see. There we go. So I've also had some in-person company today. My plot neighbour, I've just shown you a plot, she showed up at the same time as me, so we had a nice little chat, which is why I weren't filming when I was actually gardening. And the time's gone really quickly, so it's like 2:10 and I've been here literally all day. I need to go home and get home life sorted before everything falls into chaos there. I'm hoping that you've enjoyed this tiny little allotment tour, and don't laugh at my weeding too much, and certainly don't laugh at the state of my hair. It needs brushing and sorting out and probably straightening. It's very windswept. I'm going to go and I'm going to sort out the house things, and I will see you back at home very shortly. Hello my loves, as you can see we are back home. Dinah and I are having a little bit of a fight because she keeps stabbing me with her claws. Hopefully she'll settle down, but if I start telling her off, just please excuse me. Right, so I am back from the plot obviously, and I have picked the kids up from school with Rob. They're currently downstairs doing their decompression moment. They're either watching TV or watching a tablet, just having half an hour to kind of come to, because I think they're both quite exhausted from today. Ewan had a real big issue going in this morning. He seems to do this on and off anyway, but he really didn't want to leave. He even tried to run away from school today, so that was quite interesting this morning. Delilah seems to have been kept inside and not given her an outside break because the year 6 are doing their SATs, and obviously they don't want to disturb them, but that means that she's not had an energy release until they made her play rounders outside. I think they made them do it outside, but they had them playing rounders, and she doesn't particularly like the way the game goes. She always complains that something hurts or that she's too warm afterwards and they don't let them take drinks out or something like that. So they're just decompressing downstairs. I have had the most wonderful few hours at the allotment plot. I have weeded and I've watered and I have snipped some brambles back and I have planted a few things that I needed to get planted. There is a whole bunch more things that I need to do. I don't think the jobs there are ever going to end. I also, when I was there, my allotment plot neighbour arrived and we had a lovely catch up, and she was kind enough to share some allotment goodies with me. So she'd made some blackberry jam at the end of last season, and she's given me a pot of that, which is gorgeous. She did give me it before, but I accidentally left it at the plot the last time I saw her, so she kept it to one side for me. So I've got that home now and it is delicious, I will confirm. She's also given me the most gigantic leek ever, and I will put in a little video or a picture here so you can see like the size of this leek. It is massive, it's particularly huge. So I'm going to think of a recipe to do with that. I know. The cat's stabbing me, it really hurts. Ooh. So I'm going to think of a recipe to do something with the giant leek. She's also given me a little bulb of fennel, which I'm quite excited about. I may put that with the chicken because it's got like this, if you haven't had fennel before, it's a bit aniseedy. The smell is incredible. If you like aniseed, that is. If you don't like aniseed, it's not good for you. But I think it might work well in a chicken and leek pie, or like alongside a chicken and leek pie. So I think that's going to be on the menu tomorrow, because I'm going to have to get the chicken out the freezer and make a pastry, which I'm not doing today because we've got editing to do today. Yeah, so it was a very successful allotment plot trip. Oh, you probably looking at my plot, the parts that I've showed you are why I've shown you today, and you're going to be like, nothing changed. You'll have seen the moments when I walked in the plot and we went and dropped my stuff off by the shed, and I think, did I do a quick look round? I don't think I did too much of a look round, but you will have seen State of the Path. I forgot the battery for my strimmer and I desperately need to strim my paths because I'm changing tactics for the paths. When I first started, and even till last year, back end of last year, I was adamant that I wanted wood chip paths between my vegetable beds. I don't think that's the way to go right now. I think I will either, because I've slightly changed the layout as well this year, but I think the wood chip disappears too quickly. I think the weeds come up too fast between the wood chips, and not only do you have to weed the veg beds, you end up having to weed the paths as well. I haven't decided fully on how the paths are going to be, but currently I am leaving them to be grassy and weedy, and when I'm weeding the beds I'm putting the weeds between, that's nice, I'm putting the weeds between the beds onto the path so they can just like rot down and go back into the earth, but just not on my vegetables. I've got a face full of fluff now. So that's kind of the idea for the paths. I got a couple of bits in today. There were a few things that I wanted to plant but didn't get a chance to plant today, like I've got a whole tray of broccoli to put out. Now I'm going to dig over another bed. I want to make another bed, which is going to be where I show you the peas and the courgettes were, and close to the carrots and to the broccoli, to the cauliflower that we planted today. That could be a broccoli bed along with other things. I won't just put broccoli in there. So yeah, I need to get on and do that. I also kind of had a thought to put a bit of a wildlife pond in because I really want to see frogs in my garden, and they obviously help with pest control as well, because the kind of things that they eat, they're the things that are eating the plants, and a lot of things ate the plants last year. So that could be a good way to go. So potentially a wildlife pond. I'm not going to call it pond, maybe it should be a wildlife puddle. I don't know, either which way, we'll find out how that goes. And yeah, I want to go back this week and get some more done, but it's going to be weather dependent. And working out what else is going on this week, because I haven't really got a schedule in mind for this week yet. Anyway, on to other things. Books this week. I have finished. I got my backsliding gear and I finished Spring on the Little Cornish Isles. This is cute. It was a slow burner as far as romance is concerned, and there's a few twists and turns that I didn't expect in there, which is always nice. It's very much a spring romance book. I can recommend it if you like a nice easy read. I mean, I think I was probably halfway through it last week, maybe not quite halfway through it last week, and I've managed to finish it within the weekend. I really started reading it on Friday night, and by Saturday evening I'd finished, and that was reading it on and off. So it was quite an easy read, this one. It was a nice read, and it has the loveliest ending, and you do end up falling in love with the characters. At the start of it, you end up feeling quite, not hateful, but kind of like hurt by something one of the characters does, and you're like, but why has that happened? By the end of it you understand and it makes sense, and yeah, like I say, you end up falling in love with the characters, and it makes you feel really happy that the ending happened the way it happened, because everybody got the happy ending basically. So if you like a spring romance and it's very spring themed, this is the one to go. We are nearly out of spring though. This also reminds me of my spring TBR list. I will insert the video short that I made here so you can see what was on there. I have nearly finished that TBR list, and I have stuck to it and added in books to that. I made that video prior to Mother's Day, and then on Mother's Day I ended up with a boatload more books to read. I have also worked out that I have to read 1.1 books each week for the rest of the year to be able to hit my 50 book target for the year. So I'm not behind, I'm not particularly in front, I'm kind of about on track with it. My issue is, the one that I'm reading currently is Anna Karenina, and it is an epic. Like, it is so long. I am just past the part where Anna Karenina is actually introduced to this story. She is brought in by her, I believe it's her brother, if I'm remembering this rightly, because I'm listening to this on audiobook. So I believe her brother has asked her to come to see her sister-in-law, who is currently in a very bad mood with her brother. And she has been brought in to kind of help rectify the issue and persuade the wife of her brother to kind of let things go and move on and move forwards with life. So I'm kind of there with this. It's just a little bit after that. And all the stories that we've heard so far are kind of intertwining. It's enjoyable. There are a lot of characters, and I believe that I'm probably going to get confused with the characters. So I am going to slow down with this and probably read along whilst listening to it, if that makes sense. Because I think I will follow the characters better if I physically read this, but it's just so long that I feel like I'm rushing through it because I want to hit that 50 book quota for the year, and I know if I slow down with this it's going to take me a long time. So it might be one that I end up coming back to. And I'm saying that and I aren't even ready fully yet. I am enjoying it. It is very good. It's very descriptive. It's very enjoyable all the same, but very long-winded. So yes, I want to get this one finished, read and boxed off, because I'm very aware that that 50 book mark for the year, the 50 book goal for the year is creeping, and if I do not read that one quickly or get through it quickly on Audible, then I am going to be well behind with the amount of books. So I normally read 3 at a time. I have gone back to reading Little Women in hope of getting it completely finished and boxed off, because I'd kind of stopped reading this and I was picking it up and having a couple of paragraphs here and there because it's such a comfort read. It's just really wholesome and really lovely, and it's one of those books you can probably pick up at any time of year and enjoy it because it goes through the seasons. But not only does it go through the seasons, it goes through the seasons of the girls' lives as well. So I am in the book Good Wives, and we are seeing little snippets from each of the girls' lives as they are growing up. So most of them are in their late teen years now. I think the youngest is Amy. Amy is the youngest, and she is now 16 in this book. So they're all kind of growing up and we're all seeing their stories, and we're seeing Meg's story alongside her husband, because she's married early in the story, and just their lives and how they're navigating the problems and how they're making their money and spending their time and stuff like that. This is just, it's a lovely book, and I understand wholeheartedly why people come back to this book over and over and over again, because I will be one of those people after this year. Of course, I'm going to read it once this year, and then I'll probably pick it up again next year because it's a comfort read. That one's gorgeous. I am going to have to start thinking about a summer TBR list. If you have any very summery recommendations, please let me know in the comments below. I have a couple of ideas of what I am going to read from the things that I own already, and I will put together a list in the next couple of weeks with what I intend to read, but it would be really interesting to see what you guys read in the summer, and if you read seasonally or if you just stick to whatever suits your mood at the time. Is there a particular genre that you cling to? Because I feel as though summer might be a time to dive into Regency romance. I think that would be really up my street. I don't know about you guys, but I think light-hearted reads in the summer would be a really good place to start. Romance or light cottagecore or light academia and that kind of way. I think that could be quite good place to start for a summer TBR list. The books that I currently have, I'm working way through. I only have 2 books left of my spring TBR list to actually read. Anna Karenina being one of them, and Anne of Avonlea, which is the second book to Anne of Green Gables. I've got to read those. I have got a month and a bit to do it because I am classing summer as the 21st of June. We are currently on the 11th of May, so I have about a month, just over a month, to read those 2 books. I am not worried about reading Anne of Avonlea. The only thing that worries me about that one is that I'm going to love it so much I'm not going to want to finish it, because I loved Anne of Green Gables so much. Let me know if there's any genres that you cling to, or if there is anything you would recommend for summer, because I'd be very interested to find out what you're all reading and if there's anything I can add to my reading list for summer. In other news, I'm currently having a fight with school in order to take Delilah out of school for a holiday. They are not budging. They are still trying to fine us. I don't believe they should be fining us. I don't believe in the fines anyway, but I have asked for leave on the basis of SEND needs and going away when it's not busy, so that they can have the full benefit of the place that we're going, and the school are currently refusing to let us have that, so they're going to charge us a fine anyway. I don't know whether to let it go and pay the fine or chase it and bother them about it out of principle, because on the initial refusal there was an email sent out which is now generated from the council via the school, because you have to send the form to the council and it goes back to the school, and then somebody in the middle of all that is making the decisions. So I get an email which was really badly laid out, by the way, to say it was such an official email, saying that they will be granting the leave, basically. There was a lady at school that called me and we had a lovely conversation, and it was all nice as pie and nothing untoward on the phone, but the lady on the phone told me that the school hadn't made the decision, the council made the decision. So then I emailed the council and copied the school in, and the council very quickly said, whoa, it's not us that have made the decision, it is the school. So then the school have finally come back to me over the weekend. I mean, I didn't realise schools worked weekends, so why I'm receiving an email on Sundays, I'm not sure. But anyway, the school came back to me on Sunday and basically said, this is the decision, we've spoken to the head teacher about it and we are sticking with the decision. And I am massively disappointed that they're not making reasonable adjustments for SEND children, especially when we have had such an up and down year with that school, and the lack of consistency in teaching. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's been better since February half term when they got this new, she wasn't a new teacher, I've been through this before, she'd been at school for a while, but this other teacher has taken over Delilah's class and the teaching has been more consistent. But even then, we're having a different teacher every Friday when the other teacher's not available, and it's still really quite inconsistent. Even though we've been asking for help with reading, we keep being pushed back. She has had dyslexia screening at school now, and they've suggested some overlays, but I've been asking for the dyslexia screening for the last 3 years for her, and they've only just done it. Yet they have the audacity to refuse a leave of absence. I don't know on what grounds. I don't know what grounds, like, I don't know. For now, my loves, I am going to get going because I need to figure out tea for my family, and I think I'm going to attempt to get the kids to bake because I've got a bunch of bananas that need using up. Thank you, Moo Moo. Yes. So we need to do some baking, so we use them up and they don't go to waste. I also need to edit this whole thing, so the faster I get tea done and the faster I can get the house cleared up, because I didn't get all the cleaning up done this morning before I left. I just kind of rushed out. I did what I could and then I rushed, and I've been out all day, so now everything's still a mess and everybody's in, and yeah, everything feels a little bit rushed today. But then that's my own fault for leaving filming the day before I want the video to be out. Oh, that's very nice. So from me and Dinah, thank you for watching. If you got this far, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. If you're new here, thank you. It's been a pleasure to have you with us. And if you are consistently watching my videos, you are amazing. I love you very much and thank you so very much for the support. I will be signing out here. I hope you have the most incredible week, and I hope you manage to stay calm through the trials and tribulations of it all. And I will see you very soon in the next one. Bye guys.